I have a vision. I know I have a job to do. I feel like we all have our own jobs to do in the world, and I have a job to do. I don't actually know what that is yet. I think I'm still figuring that out. If you wanted a sense of who I am, it is, I think, ultimately happy. I know it's very broad. Happy is a very broad word, but I feel like I am happy. Everyone's not happy all the time, obviously, but you know what I mean. Bubbly, loving. I like to just say a lover of life. I do really love life. Well, what makes me happy is, well, doing things that I like. So, to be specific, making music, writing music. My journey as a musician would date back to the first time that I realised I loved music. You know it. 2008, The Fame, straight out, Just Dance, CD, bought, in the car, played. It just went from that being released and like awkward, like embarrassingly dancing to it in my room, and like the people outside catching me because my blinds were up while I recited the Poker Face choreography, but I could have at least pulled them down. But this is where it started. I haven't always loved all music. Like my dad would always play the ballads and stuff, and I'm like, how do people listen to this? Then I get my mom's car and like she'd start blaring Madonna, and I'm like, this is savage. You know what I mean though? That's where music kind of started for me, and I realised I just loved energetic music. Hearing music is what made me realise I want to play music, and I started by just playing piano. I'd never really sang. It wasn't until about first year in school that I actually started singing, I think, because Gaga had just released Born This Way, and that's when I started like trying to sing her songs. That opened like a new door, and I was like, I'm a singer. If you're coming to my show, I want you to feel like you belong. Like I'm working on this new intro of my new set, and like I actually recorded a voiceover, like, and I deepened my voice and have some music going on in the background for like the intro. The last one had like a cool intro, but this one is like much more like, I'm saying you're safe here, you know, like we're all for each other, like the doors are shut, like we all belong, and then I say one of my songs is called Emancipate. That's the first song, and it's like, now emancipate, just set yourself free. That's how I just want everyone to feel, like just like the outer world that doesn't exist. Like just take this moment to just let loose. After gigs I'd walk out and, you know, I'm full hat, fedora, glasses, still wearing them, my shoes are pretty thick, like, and sometimes people do look at you and I'm like, why can't I just feel as free as I did in there 10 minutes ago, and everyone's staring at me. Although like they're probably staring at me because I look good. I don't know why they're staring at me, that doesn't matter. But I think it's just, I want them to feel how I'm feeling while I'm singing. My only concern on stage is just to have a good time. That's how I want the audience to feel as well. Like that's all I really want. And I know I suppose I want to spread, like I take the opportunity to spread awareness about things that are important to me, like obviously LGBT rights and everything like that. And I didn't realise it was important to me. I have spent many years in my young teen years where I'd see pride rallies and things, and I'm not gonna lie, in my mind I was so young and I didn't understand anything, and I was like, I don't get it, like I'm one of them gays that, you know, I'm just gay and that's it. Like I don't shout at everyone, I don't like you know, I don't tell everyone about it because like why should I? And then I grew up and I actually started looking at other countries in the world and news from other countries, and how I'm so lucky that I was even able to feel like that. If I grew up God knows where else, like Poland or like Iran or Russia, like you wouldn't be able to think that, oh, I'm not speaking about that, I'm fine, like it doesn't bother me, which is very like immature of me. Obviously I hadn't known yet, so that's why it's important to me now, and I'm really trying to make up for the time that I lost not caring about like the rights, and I'm really trying to make up for missing out on all the missed opportunities through my music. They're mostly anger songs because I find it frustrating for people in other countries that they can't be themselves and I can, but that's what I find unfair. Like, why should I be able to wake up and wear my platform shoes on the bus and not get rocks thrown at me? You know, what are some of the things that have shaped me into who I am today? I feel like it's honestly the harder things. When I was younger, my father died when I was 10 years old, and I feel like not everyone experiences that. So I feel like that automatically just made me much tougher from such a young age. If I can, I don't know, I guess it's like if I can get through that, well then that's like the hardest things are ever going to get. Losing him at such a young age anyways is it's like the best of a bad situation, because like if my brother was 18, my sister was, what, I don't know what she would have been, like, I don't know, 12 or something. Obviously like my brother was in like his adult years then, hit him like a brick, like I was still so young, but it did teach me to, I don't know, it just taught me that things like not in a self-sabotage or a self-discipline way, but like things could always be worse. Like, you know, you've felt worse, you've been in worse situations before, like you can get through this, like this, you know, you've gotten through so much more. Like, don't let this get you down. That's a big thing that it taught me. Also to I suppose it made me be there for my mom more as well.
Why?
Because she had no one else to help her. Like they were separated, but you know, he was still very much there. So I was like, right, I need to be here for her now. I was always a mommy's boy, so it was like the same to me. But it was kind of nice. It's like, when it happened, I was like, well, what can I do? Like, obviously I can't do anything to bring her back, so what can I do? And I was like, well, this is probably what I can do. Just be there for her more. Like, not even in a sense like, do you want me to do the dishes? But just like, you know, talk to her. Like, we're so open with each other. Like, she tell me anything, I tell her anything. And I don't feel like that's because of what happened with my dad, but I don't know if I'd be that close with her if it didn't happen. Bringing it back, that trauma of him passing kind of made me into a more loving person, definitely a stronger person, and definitely more headstrong. I feel like I'm so headstrong. Like, I rarely get myself down. Like, I'd rarely like sit in my room and like be upset and like have a cry. Like, I wouldn't really do that. I'd probably watch a few TikToks like of soldiers coming home to their families and have a cry. But like, I'd never really like sit in my room like, I feel so depressed right now. Like, you know, it wouldn't really. And I feel like that's because, I'm sorry, I'm just saying it randomly, that's because all that I went through so young, like I had to deal with it so young. There's no time to get myself down. And of course it's like, so of course I get sad, and it's so normal to be sad. And I do get sad, but like, I feel like I just deal with it a whole different way. Him passing like made me even like more like, okay, well I have to be a musician now. Like, this cuz never had a dad. The tattoo means legacy. And I was like, well, I got it because he had Chinese writing on his arm. So I got that because as a tribute to him with the Chinese writing, and because I'm kind of carrying his legacy in terms of music. Maybe not in terms of being a mechanic, because I'm not a mechanic, but in terms of music, I feel like it is my job to carry the legacy. I think along with music, yeah, obviously I want to be a great musician. I want to be like a good singer. Well, I want to leave like a message. I want to have a message, because the thing is, like, anybody can sing, anybody can dance, whatever. Like, you need to have something to say. I feel like I do have something to say, but I don't know if just being like an LGBT activist is enough. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. I'm still finding myself. I don't know who I am. Yes, I do. I'd just love to be remembered for being a fabulous musician, and I'd love to have some kind of like environmental impactful change. Example, like I'd love to be like, now this 100% it's never gonna happen for me, but if me, what do you want to leave in this world? Oh well, Aaron, Viscose, he was the one who, you know, didn't he do that show next to like Iran or something, and then people protested and they changed the law or something like that. Well, I can't change laws, like, obviously, but I'd love to be a part of a movement that did change the law. I think I suppose because I felt like kind of like unsafe for a time, and then I realized I'm actually in a country that's like quite like contemporary and like developed. I'm like, no, it's fine, I can be myself. Then that made me realize like, oh, not everywhere is like that.
What's your why?
Oh, my why is to have the impact on people or society that people that I look up to have had on me. That's my why. We all need a bit of love. My why is to spread love.